Have you ever wondered what was out there in the night sky? Stared up at the stars in the hopes of seeing something out of the ordinary? Have you ever heard unexplainable noises coming from a vacant room, or watched a shadow cross the wall in front of you? Have you asked yourself if there's life after this one, or if you had life before? What about strange creatures that are mythical and elusive? Have you experienced deja vu, or felt a prompting to leave because you felt you were in danger? What if tomorrow you were on the fringe? Welcome to another episode of On the Fringe. I'm Philip.
I'm Mark.
And with us tonight, we've got Mark's daughter, Sarah. Everybody say hi to Sarah. She's here to hang out with us, share some weird news Wednesday. Hey, first of all, though, we got a holiday tomorrow. I mean, for those of you that don't know, tomorrow is the 247th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. And obviously I'm partial because, that's where I grew up at. And, so I gotta share that, man. I mean, nothing but love for everybody. So happy birthday to all my brothers and sisters, past, present, and future. Celebrate right, and make it a great one to remember, y'all. On with tonight. Man, we got a lot to cover. We're going to talk Oumuamua. We're going to talk to Black Knight Satellite. We're going to talk weird news, and we found some weird news. It's kind of cool, though. Sorry we didn't get an episode out Monday of What If Tomorrow. I was just tired. We drove, I think, right around 10, almost 11 hours Sunday, coming back from hanging out with Ben and Joe down in South Texas. It was a great time. A lot of fun. Super cool guys, man. They're exactly what you think they are. They are true to themselves, down to earth guys, and had a blast with them. We're going to try to work something in the future to where we can be a little bit closer, more people can hang out, and something was brought up because if you guys don't watch, we kind of crashed the Paranormal Chop Shop with. We kind of got talking a little bit that Kansas is kind of centrally located with everybody. Will's up in Michigan, or Will and Chad are up in Michigan, Ben and Joe are down in Texas, Spooky and Sunny are in California. So it'd be cool to do something like that here. Just come up, hang out for a weekend, whatever. I've got the land to do it. Enzo, I think he's been on a couple times. Let's see, Facebook user, I think that's probably my wife, maybe, I don't know. And Chris, hey guys. Yeah, it was a great time. We didn't do anything extremely exciting, we just kind of hung out and chatted and kind of really got to know each other better, I guess you could say. Because how much can you truly know somebody talking through StreamYard or Zoom or what have you? But yeah, these guys, man, they are exactly what they present themselves at. So go support their show, the UFO Garage Podcast. They're kind of the catalyst for all of us. Big Willie, us, Paranormal Chop Shop. They're kind of the catalyst. They were, and admittedly, they were my inspiration of getting this rolling. And I invited Mark to join me. Willie and Ben, or Micah, when they were doing their Band of Bearded Brothers. Willie's doing some other stuff, then you got Chad, Chad Smith doing the Chad Smith podcast, and you got, obviously the Paranormal Chop Shop guys. So without them, I don't know that we would all, for one, know each other, but two, I don't know that we'd all be there. So I think I owe them a huge debt of gratitude, just for giving us the inspiration to carry on, so if you guys are listening, I appreciate the invite down there. Really enjoyed it. What the heck's going on here? I'm trying to figure out the buttons. I missed too many shows. Really good guys, man. A lot of fun. lot of cool stories. Joe, dude, that guy. We were kind of doing some sky watching. What was it, last Friday night? It was kind of cloudy. Clouds were moving in, kind of lightning, thunder, whatever. It was all, I think, off to the east of us. But that guy can spot stuff moving in the sky like nobody's business.
Wow.
It was pretty cool. So anyway, on with the show. Do us a favor. Let's see. You know what? I didn't. I pulled it down, didn't I? I have to post a link in the in the chat. But do us a favor, buy us a coffee. We signed up for that here a while back. It's like $5. It helps support the show, helps us, pay what we've got to pay to keep this thing rolling. So any support that you all could give us, we would greatly appreciate it. On top of that, we have our affiliates. We have Conflicted the Game. We have My Patriot Supply, EMP Shield. I'm forgetting one. I know I am. But, Duke Cannon. Duke Cannon, I was talking to the wife today because I ran out and haven't ordered any. I bought some store-bought. I'm like, man, this ain't the same. It doesn't last as long.
No,
I even bought some Dr. Squatch. And Dr. Squatch doesn't last near as long as Duke Cannon. Granted, it's like 3 bars of soap, but it's good stuff.
Duke Cannon is the best.
It is, absolutely. And it's like for a bar, it's like $2 more expensive than Dr. Squatch. Anyway, on with the news, man. I heard about this the week of Halloween, and I totally forgot about it, or I would have shared it during our Halloween show, which I want to give a big shout out to Pam for hanging out with us and having a good time. Yeah, then we hit Jess's house Halloween night. We went and saw Pam at the library. We, went and hung out there for a minute and went to Jess's house. Amazing, like usual, So if you guys are in the area and come around Halloween, you got to go check out the Nightmare on Bradley. They get bigger and bigger every year. And
it's so cool.
It absolutely
They're looking at expanding every year. So it's
awesome. What was cool this year is, they added more stuff. They made it a little more organized for some people that just wanted candy, went and got candy. And the other people, you got in line for your funnel cakes. But what was cool was they had Halloween buckets set out kind of throughout the path. And if you didn't want any candy, they left them there for people to put candy in, and they would donate them to I forget the name of the organization. Blue Star Moms, is that what it was?
Oh, that's cool.
And
donate.
That's awesome.
Send all the stuff to the troops. So really cool, really cool. But anyway, man, I heard about this before Halloween. Didn't think about it during our Halloween show, which was our last show. But I saw it again tonight, and I got to share it. This was Halloween, so we're like, a week and a half behind here. But it was up in Wyandotte, Michigan. I don't know if that's close to Willie or Chad or what. But I don't know if you can hear that, but I got coyotes howling outside. I got my window open.
Spooky.
Yeah. But the article says, it's the AP article says that's scary. Roaches spoil Halloween on suburban street. In Wyandotte, Michigan, trick-or-treating is off limits in a suburban Detroit neighborhood. There's nothing sweet about bringing home a cockroach. Officials in Wyandotte said a cockroach infestation has been confirmed at a vacant home after a tip from a trash hauler. The pests have been moving to other homes. Sidewalks will be closed Monday night on a portion of 20th Street. City engineer Greg Mayhew said a Halloween ban will prevent further roach migration. Officials don't want the bugs hitching a ride on costumes, said the Detroit Free Press reported. The city is trying to exterminate the roaches, but it will take some time. Mayhew said, walking the street could help kill the cockroaches, but their eggs can still spread and survive, City Council member Todd Hanna said.
Crop dusting.
Fire?
That's tragic.
Kill it with fire.
Hey, Jess. Chris said it was gross.
Hey, Jess.
Sarah, you got something?
Can I say the one I said?
Yeah.
Which one?
Earlier? About the chicken?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this also comes from AP News. and it really caught my eye. And of course, I've lost the link now. But apparently, where is it at? Because I can't remember where it was at.
I've got it on Weird News.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. So, according to AP News, in Fort Lauderdale, security officers at a South Florida airport reported finding a handgun inside raw chicken inside a traveler's luggage. The Transportation Security Administration posted photos of the gun and poultry Monday on its official Instagram account. So somebody tried to smuggle a handgun into an airport via raw chicken, and it's very creative. I'm kind of impressed, but good for TSA for finding it.
I'm going to say drugs were involved.
I don't know, because that's pretty smart. Who's going to look in a raw chicken?
Well,
I mean, I guess metal detectors are a thing.
That's gross.
It is.
All right. Well, did you see where the National Park Service is trying to get humans to stop licking toads? Yeah, Sonoran desert toads secrete a potent toxin that can make people sick. Despite the risk, some people have discovered that the toad's toxic secretions contain a powerful hallucinogenic.
There it is. There it is.
I mean, that might have been involved in the chicken thing. I'm not sure.
I'm sure it could all be related.
It's all connected.
It really is, though.
Now, that one really might be. I licked a toad and thought it was a good idea to smuggle a handgun in a chicken.
A raw chicken.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. We're doomed as a society.
Who hasn't licked a toad?
Yeah, you might be.
I haven't.
Well, can't say the same.
Jess said Mike's wolfhound was addicted to licking toad.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
What's like I saw a Chris said me. I think Alicia's like I haven't done it either.
They're all over the tarmac. All over.
Yeah.
You just gotta. It was a joke, but they don't get.
Yeah. Toads.
Disregard.
All right. Jeff said save somebody from his water ball.
Oh dear.
That's funny. Dang dog trying to get high.
I mean,
all right, Mark, what you got, man?
Well, let's see. On Gia.com, which is frankly an amazing website. We just discovered that tonight. Scientists claim that UFO fuel source verified decades later. So Bob Lazar, story begins in the 1980s when Lazar was contracting as a physicist at Los Alamos. Lazar decided to blow the whistle, and we're going to talk about his professional. Oh, element 115 has apparently been that he claims fueled the UFOs is apparently a real thing. So,
yeah. And how'd they decide that?
Yeah, they discovered that.
Oh.
When all this was going on in the 89-ish?
Yeah, something about that.
When Lazar came out and said it was powered by element 115, at that time, element 115 didn't exist on the periodic table. So right. They were kind of poo-pooing it. They were kind of, he's full of crap and all that. Well, here, I don't remember if it was last year before last. I think it was CERN or some other collider actually produced element 115, if I remember right.
Right. So, yeah. So we now have fuel for our captured UFOs. Are you okay there, Sarah?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm just trying to figure this out.
That's all right. I'm still trying to figure things out, and I'm 55 years old. It's fine.
See.
Anybody got another good one?
Yep. I just saw this one come out the other day. This is MSN. I mean, take it for what you will. According to several U.S. Department of Defense officials, many of the recent UFO sightings or unidentified aerial phenomena are probably simply sightings of foreign operations, such as weather balloons or drones. Now we're going back to that excuse. Several UAP incidents have been officially identified as relatively common Chinese surveillance drones, according to anonymous officials. Says China has reportedly previously stolen plans for modern U.S. fighter jets and is interested in how the United States trains its pilots. Defense Department officials added, as reported by SOWriter.ru magazine. I'm not sure. Um, Other UAP sightings recorded from military aircraft that appear to show aerial objects moving apparently against the laws of physics are probably the result of optical illusions. This says a classified UAP report submitted to Congress this week by the U.S. Department of Defense Intelligence Services likely includes findings reported by the Times. The new report adds new details to cases described in a document that officials released in June 2021, describing 144 alleged UAP incidents reported by the U.S. government officials between 2004 and 2021. 2021 report states that due to the lack of high quality data, most of the alleged UAP collisions cannot be definitively explained. However, the report offers several general explanations for UAP in general, including technologies applied by China, Russia, another country, or a non-governmental organization, as well as airborne interference such as birds and weather balloons. Aliens were not mentioned anywhere in the report. However, this has not prevented the rise of conspiracy theory, in part due to a general lack of transparency on the part of the government recording UAP incidents. While the Department of Defense continues to investigate UAP sightings, NASA has also established an independent UAP investigation team that will operate from October 2022 to mid 2023.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's my thoughts. I mean, could it be? Yeah. But I don't see even our drone technology moving the way that the Tic Tacs did.
No.
You know,
they were
the
beating the pants off those fighters.
Yep.
They were beating the pants off those fighters, both in maneuvers and speed. As I don't see a drone being that capable.
Right.
I just don't.
Well, somebody's trying to cover their butt.
I think so. Chris said, so the pilot's just misidentified. That's what they're trying to say now.
Yeah, you can't go back.
No, they're trying to put the cat in the bag, or put the cat back in the bag.
Yeah, like trying to give a cat a pill,
because they came out and said, they came out and said, well, these things are real. We don't know what they are, and now they're backtracking.
Yep.
Because either, in my opinion, either it's ours, and they're trying to keep it classified, or two, it's otherworldly. Maybe this is where their conspiracy theories come in, but everybody that listens to the show knows how I think. It's either ours or it's not of this world. And I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know.
I don't see why it couldn't be a combination of both,
I don't disagree. I absolutely think it could.
Like some sightings could be ours, some sightings could be extraterrestrial or whatever. Otherworldly is a really good way to put it.
Yeah. I do remember Gary Voorhees talking about it, but he said they were coming out of 80,000 feet, not going to 80,000 feet. On radar, they were coming out of 80,000 feet.
There's not much that can come out of 80,000
No.
feet.
No, absolutely not. So either, I mean, we have hypersonic technology, which makes sense, but to turn like these things were turning, if it was ours, it'd have to be unmanned.
Yeah, because it would have killed
Because
a
I don't know
pilot.
that we have a yeah, I don't what do they call that? Inertia dampener or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know that we have. I mean, we may. I don't know, but I don't think we have that technology.
No, if we've got
To
inertial dampeners, there's nothing keeping us from going way faster.
right.
So
So take it with what you will. Could it be Chinese? Yeah, I think it could because I think we were talking about this earlier today, Mark. Um, but if I remember, I don't remember what years, but uh, I heard that Lockheed was being forced to give China technology.
right. So that begs the question: if Chinese drones, where did they get the technology to do it? Which leads all the way back to it's ours again.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's just
And,
big.
and this just said that the Chinese stole technology.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They admitted it. Well, I don't think they stole it. I think they were given it on purpose for political reasons. But that's neither here nor
Yeah.
there. Hey,
Yep.
in better news, aren't you glad you don't live in Skansen? Because they had a king cobra escape uh, from a terrarium there. So
Nope.
good news. Good news is it came home because apparently it was hungry.
I was gonna say it's got to eat.
So aren't you glad you don't live there?
How long was it
Yeah.
out for? Did it say?
Um, I don't know. It probably didn't stay gone long in Sweden because it's too cold for
Oh,
king cobra.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
That is
especially
fair.
now.
Yeah, no crap. He escaped on October 22nd via the light fixture in the ceiling of his glass enclosure at the aquarium. Um, and he returned a week later.
You can do a lot of damage in a week. A lot.
Especially if you're a king cobra.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how many people got hurt just trying to get away from it?
Right?
Like spraining their ankle.
Right.
That'd be me.
I would have needed new depends.
Oh Lord. Are we already there already?
I would be if there was a king cobra on the loose. Not gonna lie.
Right.
All right, it's time to go to the nursing home. I just had a little accident. Oh dear. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
All right. I've got a. You got anything else, Sarah?
No, I came wildly unprepared.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I
Chris,
mean,
moving on.
she fits in.
Yeah, absolutely.
She really does fit in because that's often the story of our lives.
Wildly unprepared.
Wildly unprepared.
All right. Well, I'm going to share this one. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I think it's just music. But I will read, I guess. Let's see. Nope, wrong one. God damn it. All right. Share screen, dummy. All right. This is a time traveler from 2906 makes bizarre claims about our universe's future.
Ooh.
It says, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. It's just music, though. It says, time traveler from 2906 makes bizarre claims about our universe's future. TikTok is a popular platform for people spewing ideas about a range of subjects like beauty, music, and now time traveling. Yes, apparently TikTok has also become the medium of choice for time travelers. TikToker at Tim Boygain something or other says that they are at a time traveler who was here from the year 2906, so basically from centuries ahead of our times. The video states, "Attention. Yes, I am a real time traveler. Our universe is in a very large jar. One whose universe was also in a jar, and we have created one as well." On March 2nd, 2023, a universal jar will be found which was created by a kid by the name of Edward Thorne. Viewers did not take the video contents too seriously, with some claiming it's copied from the series Rick and Morty.
So now
That checks.
Now we have to research that. Because
That tracks.
Yeah.
Rick
I
and
think
Morty
I've watched Rick
ridiculous.
and Morty like once or twice, and I'm like, that's enough for me.
Oh,
I can't
man.
do it.
Gen Z here. That's like my bread and butter. Rick and Morty.
Well, you'll have to research that for us because I don't think I have enough mental fortitude to.
You don't want to
forge
watch
my way
cartoons for research?
Yeah.
I mean,
They're about as true as
if it
real
was
life
anime,
anymore.
I would,
Yeah, no joke. That's no kidding.
but I mean, Rick and Morty. Just I saw an episode once. Brother had on, and it was ridiculous. I may have been traumatized.
Mark, you got anything else?
Let me see. Gia.com has all kinds of weird stuff. So,
They do.
This is kind of promising. Subjects are able to intentionally heal in lucid dreams, study finds. So apparently, while you're lucid dreaming, you can heal yourself. So, I mean, that sounds like something that you could try.
I think
Like-
it's
try
possible.
that at home.
Physically or
I think-
emotionally?
I took it as being physically. I mean, reducing levels of stress. Could fix your circadian rhythm. Oh, it's a different article. Said it'd be really good for people with PTSD. So, yeah,
Right on.
psychologically. Anyway, give it a try.
I mean, I think it. I don't know. I think it'd be plausible either way.
Yeah.
Because your mind has so much more power than we give it credit for.
Oh, absolutely. We could have a
Yeah.
whole series on the power of the human mind.
Oh my goodness.
So, here's a good
I've got
one.
I'll go ahead.
Professor says ETs may hitch rides on rogue planets. So, they could be riding on some of these. This leads into one of our subjects later. They could be hitching a ride on interstellar objects.
So they're like hobos, like train hopping? Kind of?
Sure, why not?
That's what it sounds like.
That's okay. That's efficient. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Saves gas.
Of course.
Even if you've got really good mileage, space travel
Oh,
would be expensive.
I can't even imagine.
Oh yeah. The price of gas is ridiculous.
Whew.
Right?
All right. I've got one here. This is actually from 2021, so it's a little dated, but I found the article pretty interesting. Again, this is from Gaia as well. But it says, is the universe one big interconnected neural network? And this has crossed my mind before. Is the universe one giant brain, basically? And that, that brain be the creator or God or whatever you believe. It says, is the universe an interconnected neural network? A new way of thinking has emerged about how different areas of physics and the universe could be connected to create a model that ties together traditional scientific thought with new ideas in quantum physics. For years, physicists have tried to unify classical and quantum physics. Classical physics go back to the time of Sir Isaac Newton and is based on mechanical physical equations that everything operates like clockwork predictably and knowably. Quantum physics, on the other hand, looks at a microscopic subatomic scales and how they interact at the level of particle, waves, and force fields. But the fundamental laws of physics at this quantum level are the antithesis of their behavior at the classical level. Instead of certainty, you have uncertainty. So, how do we connect these different views of so called theory of everything? A recent paper by the University of Minnesota Duluth physics professor by Vitaly Venturian argues that this seeming paradox can exist if the universe is connected in a neural network.
I mean, it could be. What if we're just random ideas floating around in the mind of God? And God is the whole
I don't see
universe.
why not.
I mean, I could buy that. I mean,
Yeah, it
it's
makes
not
sense to me.
mutually exclusive of anything. And
I'm really sorry to be that guy, but can you put that into more simplistic terms for my tiny brain to comprehend?
okay, well, basically the entire universe as a whole, as it exists, is
Mm-hmm.
a neural net like a AI,
Oh, okay.
except it's natural, and that everything floating around in it is like the neurons firing in a brain.
So it's
So,
so the point was that it was random,
well,
or
no,
could
it is
be.
random, but it's like your brain working,
Okay.
a neural network.
Okay.
So, I hope I explained that
Yeah.
properly.
No, that makes sense. Sorry, I think I got a little lost in the big words.
Sorry.
Yeah, Alicia
Don't.
Smith said, I think there's a lot about the universe that our underdeveloped brains cannot possibly understand. I would absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind what little there is of it.
Yep. And then she says, we're essentially electricity. Yeah.
Well, that's true. We're data.
Especially at the quantum level. I mean, I don't even consider myself a layman on the whole quantum theory, quantum, all this other stuff. I mean, I don't even claim to have a basic understanding of how it works.
Even the
I
experts
understand.
don't have a basic understanding of how it
Right.
Yeah.
works.
I mean, it's really anybody's guess. I think that the slit test. It's all observation versus not observing. It all acts differently when it's being observed, kind of like your kids. So,
This is true.
uh,
No, it's not.
but oh, sorry, I'll talk to you afterwards. Um, Something just hit me. I forgot to tell you about. Uh, but yeah, I don't get. I don't understand. I don't claim to have an understanding of the quantum physics and all that good stuff. What I like to, absolutely, and I'm sure a lot of scientists would too as well. They're just theorizing, just like everybody is. Um, so that really, as long as they've been studying the quantum theory and quantum physics and all that stuff, it's still unknown.
It's a mystery.
Absolutely, it is.
Absolutely a mystery. Which is what makes it so fun to play with.
Right. Right. Absolutely is.
So,
You got anything else, Mark?
no. I mean, it's hard to find a lot of weird news.
I got one.
Hey, cuz. Sorry, my cousin have popped up.
Nothing wrong with that. What you got, Sarah?
This is from October 17th. So, I mean, it's kind of far back. I don't know if you guys talked about it or not. But in California, somebody made a 6 foot tall bread sculpture of Han Solo.
Yeah, I saw
Or
that. Yeah.
Han
I think we-
Solo. And they named him Pan Solo.
Han Solo. Okay.
Life size Han Solo out of bread.
Yeah, was it like a Han Solo and Carbonite thing?
Yeah.
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 Perfect.
That's pretty neat.
Some mice to get them. It's kind of a crummy joke, I know.
Mm. You can't make puns when I'm halfway through drinking. I almost lost my life. I'm sorry. Lord.
All right. Well, I don't have any more strange news, so.
Yes, people are weird. Absolutely, they are.
By people, we mean me.
Everybody's got a little bit in them.
If you guys are moving on, I'm gonna gracefully bow out so I can just watch. And I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh,
It was a lot of fun.
Anytime.
But I'm gonna bow out, and I'll be in the comments. Okay.
All right.
That's good.
That's cool.
All right.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Oh, no problem.
All right, see you guys.
Hey, are you still? Hey, before you go, are you still doing your podcast?
I'm taking a break right now, but I will resume eventually after everything kind of dies down a little bit.
Okay, well, give us a shout, and we'll push it. So,
all right, sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, sweetie.
All right, see ya.
Bye, Dad. Love you.
All right. Anyway, on with the show. I mean, this is like kind of what we're getting into, the meat and taters and all that stuff. Meat and taters. Did you watch that video with the Paranormal Chop Shop that we crashed?
Not yet. I was going to watch that with my wife because I thought
dude.
she'd probably watch it.
Oh my God, you got to watch it. It was hilarious. At the end of it, and when I was sitting there watching, I kind of felt bad, but it was hilarious. Especially the whole meat and taters part and stuff like that. It was great. But anyway, we're going to touch on the Black Knight. We haven't really, I think we may have mentioned it in passing. I don't know. I mean, we've done so many shows. I don't know what we've done and what we haven't done anymore. But it's something that has always kind of intrigued me. And doing research, again, it was Gaia. I mean, most of my research tonight comes from Gaia. I don't know how much credibility they have, but they are kind of more of the. Did you lose me for a second?
I did. I'm having problems with my internet again.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep going in.
Yeah.
But one of the articles I found was talking about the Black Knight, satellite. They say it's supposed to be like 13,000 years old. What's weird, if you think about that, if this is true, if it still exists or what have you, if it's still around, if it's legit. I mean, I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it isn't. But if you kind of subscribe to what Graham Hancock is saying, about the whole world-shaking event, the whole cataclysmic event 13,000 years ago, could this be a leftover? Something left over from that civilization.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't know how advanced that civilization was.
Right. Just going off the headline, I haven't even delved into the article yet. But just looking at the headline, that's what I'm kind of going off of here, is if it's 13,000 years old, could it be part of a previous civilization? If it was advanced as Graham Hancock thinks, I think it could be.
Yeah, because
the whole
how long would our technology
thing
last after a cataclysm? How long would our technology last? Not very long. In just a few centuries, there would be almost nothing left. The metal would rust.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have any trace.
Yeah, maybe some stone.
But in space,
it would be perfect.
Yep.
Or almost perfect.
Yeah, but
meteorites tear it up a little bit. But
yeah, but how many? I mean, other than just what's in space now, space dust and all that. As far as we know, there wasn't anything there.
Right.
up until what, the 50s, early 60s,
Right.
as far as we know. But this was supposedly, let's see, we'll just roll down the article. It says space debris or a 13,000-year-old satellite. A mysterious object dubbed the Black Knight orbits the Earth, puzzling scientists of the past and present. Some, like inventor and scientist Nikola Tesla, claim to have received radio signals from the orbiting figure. Astronaut Gordon Cooper was adamant that in 1963 he saw it from his own spacecraft. The documented history of the existence of the Black Knight continues to mystify scientists. And so there have been multiple mass extinctions. Most people have no idea. I absolutely agree
That's
with
true.
that.
That's true.
Absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you read, what was it, Fingerprints of the Gods? Is that what that is? Or I can't remember, the Graham Hancock book. Let's see, Nikola Tesla and the Black Knight. Although Nikola Tesla's inventions changed the way people live today, back in 1899, his peers viewed him as eccentric and somewhat of a mad scientist.
Well, I mean,
I think it could be argued if he today it would be the same way.
yeah.
But when he built a laboratory in a 210-foot tower in Colorado Springs in order to experiment with electricity and record electromagnetic disturbances, his colleagues did not take him seriously. When he reported that he had received signals from extraterrestrials, the newspapers of the day mocked him. Despite this ridicule of his peers, Tesla was excited about the signals he received, and he came to fervently believe that he had been the first to hear the greeting of one planet to another. A purpose was behind these electrical signals. Researchers now believe the signals Tesla received likely came from the Black Knight.
Could be.
Yep. Most people think that history starts the day they were born. People are so ignorant. It's scary. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I see it every day on the internet, in
Oh,
person,
man.
in the stores. I stopped
Yep.
watching all those shows where people go around and ask random individuals on the street,
Oh,
uh,
don't that piss you off?
like, what are they teaching in these schools? They're not.
No. That's No
They're
Child
not.
Left Behind.
Yeah, somebody ought to
Absolutely.
kick somebody's butt over that. That was
Yeah.
bad news.
Yep. Anyway, modern history of the Black Knight says although there were some reports in the 1930s of astronomers around the world receiving strange radio signals, in 1954, the St. Louis Dispatch ran an article titled "Artificial Satellites Are Circling Earth." Writer on Saucers says the referenced writer was Donald E. Kehoe, who wrote about unidentified satellites orbiting the Earth. He claimed the government knew about them and was trying to discover their source. Kehoe later wrote a book, Aliens in Space, The Real Story of Unidentified Flying Objects, where he documented his knowledge of UFOs, including what he saw about the Black Knight. Gaia's Deep Space series discusses some of his work. Okay, that's a plug. Scientists and astronomers reported seeing the satellite as it orbited the Earth. In 1953, a professor of the University of New Mexico saw a blip of unknown origin. In 1957, Dr. Luis Corrales, with communications ministry in Venezuela, was taking pictures of Russian satellite Sputnik 2 as it passed over Caracas. The Black Knight showed up in his photographs. This was the first known actual picture of the object. In 1960, Time magazine, as well as other publications, reported on the Black Knight and referred to it as possibly having an extraterrestrial origin. Some North American ham operators had detected signals coming from the object. Some even reported receiving coded messages. On September 3rd, 1960, the Black Knight showed up on radar for the first time. People on the ground viewing it with the naked eye could see it for about 2 weeks. The government reportedly established a committee to investigate the object, but no report was ever made public. How many committees actually accomplish anything that the government
Committees
puts
never
together?
accomplish anything except
No.
to obscure things.
Right. Yeah. In 1963, astronaut Gordon Cooper was orbiting the Earth when he saw a glowing green light ahead of his space capsule. At the same time, a tracking station in Australia over which the spacecraft was orbiting at the time reported seeing the object on radar. The evening news reported on Cooper's sighting, and for the first time, the object was referred to as the Black Knight satellite. The name stuck, but Cooper's report did not. NASA soon debunked Cooper's UFO sighting, claiming there had been a malfunction in the space capsule which caused gases to emit what appeared glowing light. Well, swamp gases coming out of the capsule. That's
Well,
what it
there's
sounds like
only
to
one
me. I
place
mean,
for swamp gas to come out in a spacecraft. He would have been able to tell.
right? Yep. Let's
I
see.
know.
The result said NASA was that Cooper had a hallucination and did not see a UFO. Cooper later confirmed that he had definitely seen a UFO on his 1963 space orbit, and NASA had prohibited him from discussing it. Until his death in 2004, Cooper claimed that he did not have a hallucination on the aircraft, but saw a UFO. He was very vocal during his lifetime about his belief in the existence of extraterrestrial life and his frustration that the U.S. government continued to cover up evidence of alien contacts. In 1998, astronauts on the space shuttle Endeavour on their way to the International Space Station took photographs of the object. NASA again disagreed with the astronauts and claimed what they saw and photographed was not a UFO, but instead just space debris, most likely a thermal blanket. I love how the government tries to explain everything away. I love
yeah.
it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, let's
No,
see.
let's study this and find out what it is.
Yeah. Let's see. Deanna, my cousin, said it's crazy that the weatherman talk about the greatest storms in history happened in blank and fill in the blank when they have no idea what happened 150 years ago. Yep.
Yeah.
Alicia Smith, she said, I think the people way back thousands of years ago were so much smarter than the smartest of people today. If that's true, who's to say they didn't build some type of satellites back then?
Who's
Oh,
to say they
absolutely.
didn't?
Absolutely. Deanna, absolutely. You're exactly. People are egomaniacs and nothing happened before they were born. Yeah. Absolutely
That's
agree with
true.
that.
We need to, those of our family who are listening and taking notes, we need to research, and somebody's already done it. We just need to track it down. How long the traces of our civilization would last, you know, after humans are gone. If something
Yep.
happened and civilization just disappeared, what would happen? I think there was a TV series like After People or something like that.
Yeah. After humans, or yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. How long would the crap that we take for granted every day take to just disappear? Even plastic in a reasonably short amount of time would, you know, disappear.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hang on just a second. I gotta switch speakers. You're coming across as a lot of static, but I think it's on my end. For some reason it happens every now and again.
Mm. Well, it might be mine. I'm having some interweb problems.
Let's see. Let's see if that works.
Alrighty.
I think I selected the wrong one. Audio. All right, let's try that.
All right. How do I sound?
Yeah, you sound good here. I think it's on my end.
All right. No, I'm still strobing on here. I'm pretty sure that I either need a new HDMI cable or a new video card.
Yeah. Uh, I think it's because we're touching a touchy subject. Because every time we have touchy subjects, we start having technology issues.
Well, yeah, every time we talk conspiracy, the technology starts acting up. I'm beginning to see a cycle here.
I think it's true. I mean, what does that convince me wrong?
Yeah, change my mind.
Right. Change my mind. That's it.
Change my mind. Get my cup of coffee and my little sign and my table.
Yep.
So, what
All
about
right.
Oumuamua or whatever the heck it is?
Oumuamua.
Oumuamua. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
Sue me.
Well,
I
thanks
can't
for
even speak
watching. Hey, thanks
English.
for hanging out. Thanks, cuz. Have a good one. All right. Chris said we both look good and sound good on her end. All right.
Well, obviously, she needs new glasses.
All right. Let's see. Oumuamua. This was from December 12th, 2017. So what, 5 years ago?
Something like
Almost?
that. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody remembers it. It was in the news.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Let's see. The alien asteroid on October 19th of 2019. Robert Warwick spotted an asteroidal object zipping through the solar system at a rate of 196,000 miles per hour.
That's fast.
My cousin said, "Oh man, next time I'm on here, remind me of my FBI contact and my computer crashing when I was researching Area 51." I want to hear that story, cuz.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fascinating, actually.
Yeah. Let's see. The object was zipping. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see. Yeah, the object zipping through the solar system at a rate of 196,000 miles per hour. Where it was using the Pan-STARRS telescope at the Haleakala. I don't know. It's Hawaiian. Haleakala Observatory in Hawaii. Hence the heavy Polynesian name Oumuamua. Oumuamua means scout, to reach out first or reach out in advance. Warwick says he sees the asteroid as a messenger from the past that is reaching out to us. At first, it was thought that Oumuamua was a comet, though it was quickly reclassified due to its lack of cometary tail, but was soon reclassified again due to its odd shape and provenance, possibly coming from the star Vega in the Lyra constellation. This interstellar object being the first of its kind ever observed, was given a unique classification with the name 1L/2017 U1, aka Oumuamua. Oumuamua is several hundred meters in length, with its height and width about a tenth of that. The odd structure is fitting for interstellar travel and is a shape that scientists believe would be ideal for interstellar spacecraft. The cigar shape minimizes friction and damage from interstellar gas and dust, preventing collisions that large. Round asteroids would be more susceptible to. Though most astronomers assume that it's simply an icy asteroid careening through space on a 600,000 year journey from Vega, others believe it's worth looking at a little more closely for evidence of extraterrestrial life. This is where the Breakthrough Listen project got involved when they pointed the Green Bank telescope at it for a 10-hour period to pick up any radio frequencies or anomalies. The program, funded by the Russian billionaire Yuri Milner in coordination with Stephen Hawking and the SETI program at UC Berkeley, devotes satellite power to listening for extraterrestrial life in the universe. While they're not getting their hopes up with Oumuamua, they believe it to be worthwhile in whether or not it turns out to be a spaceship, artifact, or a psychic monolith like the one Arthur C. Clarke's Space Odyssey. Breakthrough Listen believes it can at least glean some useful information on this cosmic phenomena. After pointing the Green Bank telescope at Oumuamua, scientists don't believe they have discovered any signals, though some believe it could have triggered an awakening of the extraterrestrial entity from which it originated. This is according to Nick Pope, the former head of the Ministry of Defense for the UK. Scientists are still intrigued by the composition of the asteroid as it appears to have a strange organic coating around it, possibly protecting its inner composition. Normally, asteroidal objects like these are composed of ice and rock, leaving a trail in their wake, especially when it comes to within close proximity of the star. Oumuamua came particularly close to the sun, yet it emitted no tail and continued its journey at a mercurial speed out towards the edge of the solar system. According to scientists who were able to catch a quick glimpse, Oumuamua consisted of minerals and alloys not found in our solar system, adding to its mystique.
Oh, that's interesting. I want to know about these alloys.
I do too.
I mean, obviously they got a good look at it with a spectroscope, so they've got to be some way of identifying these alloys.
Yeah. It says Oumuamua's shape and speed aren't the only characteristics that have puzzled scientists. Its dark red color, reflecting only 4% of sunlight, seems to vary in color as scientists observe it. Looking at it under infrared light, scientists noticed it was gray in color, typical for an icy body that we have seen more locally, though it did not emit the tail normally seen with icy asteroids and comets. I mean, if you're traveling through interstellar space,
it's cold.
It's going to be cold soaked.
Yeah.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah, and it's going to be so cold that even passing close to the sun isn't really going to warm it up that much.
Right. Then another article that came up on it. The government admits Oumuamua wasn't the first interstellar object.
Now this is interesting.
Yeah. Let's see.
Getting the government to admit anything is
right. Right, absolutely. Says the U.S. military confirmed in the first. This was from April of this year, so they're still talking about it.
Yeah,
obviously it raised some questions. It says the U.S. military confirmed the first stellar object to hit Earth was years before Oumuamua and corroborates research done by a famous astronomer. We reported before the Oumuamua, the first interstellar object to enter our solar system in 2017, and Harvard professor Avi Leb's book arguing Oumuamua might be extraterrestrial. Whatever it was, its existence was remarkable as the first interstellar object in our solar system. But now we are learning that Oumuamua was the second interstellar object in our solar system, and this discovery was made by none other than Avi Leb. In 2019, Leb, working with his student Amir Siraj, combed through the database of meteors looking for other interstellar objects. When they found evidence of a fast-moving meteor that hit Earth, they wrote a paper arguing it was interstellar too and preceded Oumuamua by almost 4 years. The referees of the paper that we wrote rejected the paper and argued that it should not be published, Leb said, because they don't trust the government and perhaps the uncertainties that are often quantified in the scientific literature as error bars, which they are just the level of uncertainty in the measurements that are unknown. So the paper could not go through peer review or be published because they used a public government database. The level of uncertainty or error bars were kept classified. The U.S. military does not reveal that information as it could give away the sensitivity of their equipment. The paper was stuck in academic limbo until now. U.S. Space Command just released a memo sent to NASA's science chief confirming Leb and Siraj's work, sharing in a tweet that they confirmed that a previously detected interstellar object was indeed an interstellar object. Besides proving Leb right that the meteor in 2014 was interstellar, what is the significance of this event? Quote, first of all, the government helps the progress of science, which is quite a watershed moment in a way. Because this was classified information, they were willing to release part of it. They're not giving us the full measurements, but they're saying at a 99.999% that we were right in our 2019 paper with my student, Leb said. The second point is actually the first interstellar object that have been detected because it predates Oumuamua by almost 4 years. Finally, Oumuamua was about 100 meters in size, and we discovered it with telescopes because of the reflection of sunlight. In the case of a meteor, you will see a fireball generated as it rubs against the atmosphere and burns up. And so you can see the smaller objects because you're not relying on the reflection of light from the sun.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot more to it. But it's basically talking about looking for this object that supposedly came in the atmosphere, all that stuff. So let's see. Alicia, she said, reminds me of the whale probe in Star Trek, the voyage. Huh? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
about the
what is
size
it?
of
I
it.
mean, I mean, I've heard rumors, that this guy, that Avi Leb or whatever, he's about the only one that really believes that it's not what everybody else is claiming it to be. And his argument, I guess, would make sense to that, because obviously the government don't want to come out and say it.
Right.
And I know we've talked about this before, but what changes would it cause, to personal beliefs, to the old ways, so to speak, all that stuff? What would, they would lose control.
And that's what it's all about. The government does not want to lose
Absolutely.
control of anything.
Right. So they're not going to tell us what, and I'm sure they already know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They know one way or the other. And I'm sure since they're not telling us anything, it's probably something that we would find shocking.
Right. That they've been here for ages, or we're descendant from them, or, I mean, the arguments are...
Or they're descended from us.
Right. Or they are us.
Yeah. Time travel.
Yeah. Which I would almost contend that a lot of cases of seeing things like this is that's what it is.
It could very well
At
be.
least dimensional, like you say a lot.
I think it's plausible. I
Yeah.
do. I know I've got some unpopular opinions, but it's just what I think. If you could call what goes on in my
Well, it would make
brain.
sense.
You've known me long enough to know that that's probably true.
So what are your thoughts on it? Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
because it came off the ecliptic, it came down. It looked like from the map that it showed. I mean, anybody can go look it up. And that's what drew attention.
Yeah, it's moving
But
against
kind of
the
like
flow.
what old Billy Bob Thornton says. Yeah. But, like what Billy Bob Thornton says in Armageddon, it's a big damn sky.
Yeah.
How many others have they missed? That's the
Yeah.
question I want. Or how many others have they caught and haven't
just
said
kept
anything
secret. Yeah, that's what I want to know.
about? And the way the article read, with Avi Leb, the first meteor or whatever being interstellar, they were like trying to shut him down to keep from saying anything. My mind, the way it works, and everybody knows, again, if you listen to the show at least a couple of times, you know how my mind works. That tells me they're trying to hide something.
Yeah. Well, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, what do you all think? I mean, there's so much that we're not being told. I mean, that's a given. That's in all aspects of everything. We cover a lot of the stuff on the What If Tomorrow show. Governmental wise and all that, but it's so asinine. They try to cover things up, like with the Black Knight satellite. It's space gas or swamp gas or whatever. So much crap that's implausible. It doesn't make sense. What are y'all's thoughts? I mean, I would love to hear from you guys. Yeah, Chris, I don't either. I don't trust a word they say. Any of it.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing is you can't believe, and again, I don't know how credible Gaia is. I think there's some I don't want to say shady characters, but there's some characters on there that I don't really put a lot of stock in. Um, but there's some interesting articles on there, and I think they're touching on it just from the research I've done on like Oumuamua and the Black Knight satellite. What intrigues me though is about the Black Knight satellite. If it is 13,000 years old, that fits Graham Hancock's theory to a T.
Absolutely.
Could it have been, going back to the Black Knight, could it have been like an escape capsule? And they keep.
Just a
I
leftover
don't
piece
know.
of junk.
I mean, don't know. Yeah,
Every once in a while, it kicks in and puts out a signal and
I don't
drives
know, but
everybody nuts.
right. Because there's a lot of speculation because it was in a polar orbit, and they say that that is because they can get a better picture of the world and it being in a polar orbit than you can in uh, elliptical orbit, an equatorial orbit, whatever you want to call it. Because apparently they're able to take better pictures if it's going in a polar. So I don't know a lot about that. I'm not a physicist or anything like that. Don't claim to be, but I can see it. It makes sense to me. So,
Right.
Well,
13,000 years ago, we were in the middle of an ice age.
Right.
Hard in it. We're still in that ice age. It hasn't ended yet, but it was hard ice age.
I was watching the thing last night, and I don't want to say a direct quote because I don't remember it exactly. But Biden even came out and said, he was at one of his speeches here, rally speeches or whatever, and he's like, "Well, climate change isn't happening." One of his gaffes. I don't know if you heard that or not, but
I did not hear that.
Apparently, he didn't either. So,
well, I mean, he is too old to cut the mustard anymore.
Oh, absolutely, he is. He needs to go. I mean, trying to avoid getting political here on this show, but he needs to go. He's not there.
He could make a fortune selling Depends.
Pick him an endorsement deal.
yeah. I mean, he could fund the country on that endorsement deal. The presidential seal on some Depends.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. That's funny.
Absolutely. That is funny.
And that's about as far as, I trust the government is a pair of Depends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're full of it for sure.
I'm in trouble. She's using my middle name.
Dang, she used the middle name. You're in trouble, Mark.
Oh my goodness. That escalated quickly.
Well, but you notice she didn't say you're lying.
No, she did not say I was wrong. Like Nike, could he get him a suit with the Depends logo and
So, what kind of lobbyist do Depends have?
I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe the flushable wipes he could get.
Right. Yeah, Alicia said I trust Depends more than the government. Oh my God, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, man. I don't really have a lot more. I mean, I think we covered them really well.
No.
I think it's hard to say like a Oumuamua. It's hard to say what it is there's some compelling evidence that it could be extraterrestrial. That Avi Loeb or whatever says something about it possibly being a solar sail, and the way it moves, it rotates end over end, which would make sense for a spacefaring vehicle because it would create gravity.
Gravity.
So
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, but like you said earlier, I would be curious to see as to what kind of metals this thing was made out of that they said that doesn't exist in our solar system. How can they
Right.
tell?
And is the
I mean,
dark
other than the
red color
spectrograph,
because of rust?
right?
So
So it's
where
kind of
did it
weird,
pick up the rust?
right? But they can't and said it came from possibly came from Lyra or whatever. Well,
Yeah, the Vega system.
they're supposed to be Lyrian aliens. They're more
Oh yeah.
of a. I'll see if I can find one. And actually, we were kind of talking about this over the weekend, but it was kind of cool. We need to get Ben and Joe on to talk about some of the stuff that Dave talked about with some people.
We really do.
Um,
Those guys they know their stuff.
yeah. Um, as far as I know, Alicia, they're not.
The
I would
window,
imagine they're studying their data, but it's already gone.
yeah, the window to study it probably came and went in a matter of weeks.
Yeah, they said it was quick. They said it was quick.
So, and even as fast as it was moving, it took how many thousands of years to get here?
Right.
Unless there's Space 1999 style space warps out there that we don't know about.
And what's to say that's not impossible? I mean,
What could have been a gag for a
let's
TV show could be real deal. I mean, look at Star Trek. Although you could
hidden in plain
argue
sight, man.
the things in Star Trek actually drove the inventions later, but still.
Yeah. But Lyrians are supposedly a type of feline humanoids.
Oh, that would be fun.
They're supposedly that. You have Lyrians, you have Nordics, you have the Greys, the Manted Beings,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So, could it be? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll share this real quick. Kind of a general idea. What's cool? I need to email the dude. He's an author. I need to email him. He writes science fiction, but just his ideas. I want to see where they came from because some of his characters are like, I mean that's what they say Illyrian supposedly looks like. Illyrians are very experienced. I mean, it's like characteristics and things like that. I need to get a hold of Ben and Joe and see if because I know there was they had a guest on that was really versed in the different races, supposed. And I know the Lyrian, like I said, the Lyrians, the Mantids, the Greys, Nordics, all that
Yeah.
stuff. They're supposed, draconian, and they say a lot of the draconians are supposedly earthborn, but the galactic, what they call it, the Galactic Federation said they cannot mess with humans or something like that. I don't know. It gets pretty deep. Yeah, Chris said they probably wouldn't tell us the truth anyway when they're talking about taking a closer look at it. You're absolutely right.
No, they wouldn't.
I don't know. It's pretty deep, and I need to talk to Ben and Joe because Ben, they went to the UFO Congress out in Vegas. It's been a couple of years ago, and they had somebody that was there, kind of gave him a reading, and he said, that he was like a dwarf. and maybe Pam would know more about this because of the Fae and all that stuff. Um, but said that he was more of a dwarf lineage, because he was part of the ground and all that, because he was a landscaper, and this came about after the fact, after she told him this and all that, and he was kind of, I guess, Lyrian, whereas Ben was kind of protected by mantids or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but that's what we talk about here.
Hey, if they're real, we can probably meet them at like an anime festival because they can probably walk around and nobody thinks anything about it.
Right. Or UFO Congress or whatever,
Yeah.
in Vegas or, because I was talking to them this past weekend and they were talking about being out there. He said, man, the people out there that come out and cosplay and all that for these UFO Congress things, he said, it's crazy. It says worse than any Comic-Con.
Is it
Chris
cosplay?
said it's kind of weird, but kind of cool. Yeah, it is.
Or are they just pretending to cosplay so they don't have to wear their human disguise?
Right. That's a good question. Especially if you've watched
Alien recently?
Resident Alien, yeah. Have you watched it? I love that show.
I tried watching an episode the other day. It wasn't bad. I'm going to have to get into it.
It's great, man. Yeah, it's great. The second season leaves you hanging, of course, but it's great. I love the show. It's funny, but again, is it one of those fiction imitating reality or something like that,
It could. I mean, it could go both ways.
Oh yeah, it absolutely could.
They always say art imitates
but yeah, I want to
life.
find somebody that
The
knows
other way around too.
Right. Yeah. Yep, it is. I want to find somebody. I don't know if it's Melinda Leslie or what, but I'll get with Ben and Joe and see if they can point us in that direction.
Okay. Yeah,
I think
I'd be interested in
have one of those
pursuing
ladies
that.
on. That'd be an interesting show. We got some people that we're working on. We need to get on. I don't know if you all remember if you were at the Paracon. I know you do, Mark. I think you have his contact information. Brian or whatever his name is. I don't remember Brian.
Yeah, I've got it right over here, actually. About the UFOs.
Yeah. Or about the Bigfoot guy.
The Bigfoot guy. I got that here too.
Yeah, not the UFO. We need to talk to that guy too, even if it is just to talk to him, because he was pretty
scared.
He was scared to death.
He was scared.
I don't want to go into it just because confidentiality reasons. But he seemed like he wanted to talk to us.
And Noah's been saying things in that same area.
We need to go out there. I was going to bring that up to you about going out there maybe a Saturday night or something like that and hanging out.
I'm in. I'm all in.
But the Bigfoot guy from the Paracon, it was Brian something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Hold on.
I don't remember his name. But anyway, he was talking about going down to Osage Hills.
Right.
And camping out because there's been a lot of sightings. Well, a week and a half ago or whatever, where my wife and I and my little ones were driving down to Pawhuska to watch my oldest son perform. And it explained everything because of all the construction and the blasting and stuff they're doing. I was like, that's why there's been so many sightings down there, because they've got them stirred up. They're changing their environment. And they're putting new roads through. So if you're near that area, the Osage Hills area in Oklahoma, and you're listening, we would love to hear the stories if you have experiences out there.
Yeah, because there's apparently a lot of stuff going on out there.
Yeah, and especially if they're What's that, Mark?
I want to go.
Yeah, that'd be cool. especially if they've got it stirred up like they do during doing all the road construction and stuff like that. Definitely. I don't know. I don't really have a lot more to share. I don't know if you do, Mark,
I really
or
don't.
opinions or whatever.
I really don't have a lot right now. I mean,
Okay.
my brain is starting to wind down from coffee letdown. And I
You're
want
welcome,
you to
Chris.
know, I want you to know, Phil must really love me because he brought me like a pound of chocolate covered coffee beans, which is one of my favorites. We talked about 'em on the Halloween show. And I got into them yesterday, and I'm not sure anybody at work liked me after that.
Yep. You're welcome. And, I like you, Chris. I don't have any problem with you.
I've been staying out of them before I come home.
Yeah. But no, anyway, folks, I don't have a lot more to add to it. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Hope you have more questions. And again, if you're from down around the Osage Hills area, by all means, reach out to us. We'd love to hear any experiences you have.
Absolutely.
Now I got to play this because it's the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. So much love to all my brothers and sisters out there. I had a great time with everybody that I served with, some lifelong friends that I would do anything for right now. You can't explain it. You have to live it. But they made me who I am today, the good and the bad. So Semper Fi to all you guys. And with that being said, we'll catch you next episode.
Good night, folks.